you want to learn how to grow some nice, juicy, round onions? Well, let me show you guys how. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brianna. So as I said before, we're going to be planting some onions. We want to get nice, big, juicy, bulby onions. I hope you guys are excited about this because they're so much fun to plant. They're not a lot of like high maintenance once they're in the ground, but we're going to get them started. It is mid-December. Let's get them planted. Now, depending on where you live, you can change this a little bit. I'm in Utah. We're going to plant some onions. Now, I planted mine in January last year, and some of them were great, others, maybe I planted them later too, but I found the better the onions, the earlier they grew because they had just more time to establish themselves. So when I put them in the ground, one, they were just easier to plant, and two, they grew a lot bigger. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you guys how to plant them in mid-December. Now you could just put them into a pot in your house and grow them that way. We're going to grow them outside so you have like just an easier environment to do that. So to do that, we're going to be getting, you just need some like old jugs. So any kind of juice jugs, you could even do milk. Any of those. I found ones, I like these ones from Costco with their juice. Honestly, I didn't know if what they look like anymore. I had these like filled with water. I emptied them because they've been sitting, so I need to throw them all out. They've been sitting too long as like water storage. I'm gonna throw those out. So I just thought this would be perfect. But you do milk jugs as well, also handle, so just easier to grab. So with whatever your jug is going to be, we're gonna start out by cutting them in half. So get a knife, be careful, don't cut yourself. So we have it cut in half. See this lid? Bye, lid. Pick it up later, don't you worry. So then take your bottom and you can either just stick some holes in with like your knife. If it doesn't work, I also have a drill because I was worried about with some of these, like the plastic for these I think is gonna be a little bit harder. So you'd also just get a drill and drill holes. A little giveaway of some onion seeds. So they will be the yellow sweet Spanish onions, the Texas early granion onions from, these are both from our seeds. And then I'll also be doing, they're called Akama salad red onion seeds. So those seeds will be here. I'll be getting some brand new ones. I'll mail them out to you. So we're doing a giveaway. Stay tuned till the end, and I will show you guys how to enter into that. Okay, so the point in these holes is because as we fill them up, we want a good drainage. You don't want just water sitting down there and then they cannot drain and then they'll get super soggy and all that. So we don't want that. So that's the point of these holes. One thing to know too. So if you want big bulby onions, the very first thing you do not want to do is go to the store and get the little bulbs that are already there. Those are your second year onions. They're gonna just grow like a green onion and we don't want that. We want nice, big, juicy onions. So I have my stuff kind of cut up. So the next thing we're gonna do is get our soil ready. Now I love to pre-soak my soil. It just makes sure that everything is already wet there and then I don't water them after for a while. I already got my bucket ready here. It has just soil. You can go and get any soil, but my favorite is from Pro Mix. This is the yellow bag. You can also get the red bag. I found it best to get at Walmart. They're normally like 20 bucks, but if you get them at the end of season, they can be on sale. At least that's how they are here. So, got that. You can get any soil again, but what you're looking for is one that does not have a lot of wood chips. The more wood chips, it just doesn't work as well. It's not good for the seeds. But also as you're planting in these, if there's a lot of wood chips, I just found that it's just harder to cover up your seeds and they get in the way a lot. So I pre-soaked our soil. I like really soaked this thing so it was nice and wet. So you could just do it like this and plant them. That would be totally fine. I believe that's what I did my first year. But I have, I'm sending a little bit of nutrients to my soil just to help them. So first off is I have these worm castings. Putting that in the soil. And then the next one is blood meal. Now I'll put the links to all this stuff, anything I can, down below. So we're just gonna mix that in the best we can into our dirt here. Now that all mixed up, now I just have my containers here, and I'm just gonna fill them up. And the fun part about doing this too, you don't have to just do onions. You could do any of your winter veggies this way. So you can start your broccoli, your cauliflower. I'm just starting my onions. I don't know what I'm gonna plant this year. We're in the middle of gonna be moving again in the spring, and I just don't know how all of our situation's going to be. So this is where we're at. All right, so I just want a good, nice, level, the dirt to be level. And I want it to be kind of deep because, again, I want my seeds to be able to grow and get like a nice good bulb onto them. That's kind of part of our goal here. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, if you didn't want it as bulby, you probably wouldn't have to do quite as deep as I just did here. Or you could do more, just depending on what you're doing. So it's all up to you. All right, so first off, the seed I'm doing is this Texas Early Grano, I don't know, onion. This will be part of our giveaway. Now, I have a lot of seeds here, and I'm just gonna scatter them throughout. Now, you could plant these heavy or not. It all just depends on you. I want quite a few onions. My goal, I've mentioned this before in other videos, but I would love to be able to grow most of my own food and not depend on the store, except for like random stuff that you like. I don't know, that I feel like there's always something, but I'm trying to get like the least amount of things. So that would be my end goal at some point. And I feel like I've done pretty good with like foods. There's a lot of foods I just already have at home and I don't have to. So I feel like we're on our way to a good path there. So I want to plant quite a few onions. All right, so we want to cover with like 1/4 of an inch of dirt. Now it's kind of hard, you can't really see your onion seeds, so I just do like a light layer. If I can still see a few onions, and you can kind of just put a little bit more, but you really don't need a lot to cover it up, so kind of keep that in mind as you do this. So our whole point in doing it this way is we're creating a little mini greenhouse for our plants, so you really shouldn't have to water them all that much. You do want to keep an eye out, for them, because you don't want them to dry out, but you shouldn't have to do a whole lot with them. I want to be able to get back into these, so you can choose whatever you tape. Honestly, duct tape might be the best if you're trying to move them from place to place. But one thing with onions you wanted to keep an eye on is when you have your stem of your onion, if it tips over, it will tell the onion that it's ready to harvest. And we don't really want that when they're really, really little. So being able to lift off the lid every once in a while and double check them, being like, hey, this one is growing weird, and you can just cut off the top. And onions, honestly, you can keep giving them haircuts until they're ready to plant. So if you're in here and you're like, I'm not quite ready to plant them yet, just cut them off, and we'll even cut them every few weeks. I'll kind of show you guys updates on those, hopefully. But just kind of keep an eye on them. You can give them haircuts and all that. So we want to be able to access them every once in a while. But for right now, we want to kind of close this back up. So again, you could do duct tape. I'm just gonna find my duct tape. I wanted to use duct tape, but we're not. So we're gonna be using some packing tape here. And then tape that up. And you should be able to just carry this around now. It'll be easier to move with that. Oh, again, you want those lids off, so we're gonna take this lid off. And now we'll do my milk jug. Milk jug is a little more deformed than before, so this is gonna be a little more interesting to tape back up. is like a little mini greenhouse. So as you're doing these, you want to make sure like your jugs are like see-through or like translucent so that the sun can get through. You're making a little greenhouse for them. So make sure that you label your bottles in some sort of way so you know what you planted later. And if you want, you can even write your date you planted to, especially if you're doing different dates. One thing I love about planting is you're kind of learning, you're growing, you're seeing what works in your area. Maybe something works better. Even like your zone might be one rule where you're like at or something could be slightly different. So just kind of keep an eye on like that, your soil, your changes, and you're just going to learn over time what you need to do and what you can do better with. So what we'll do again, we'll kind of keep these, they'll have their moisture in it. Keep an eye on them. If they start to look like they're low on water, you can open them back up, make sure they have water in them. As they start to get bigger, give them haircuts, because we don't want them growing really, really tall right now. We want them to be able to grow that nice good bulb, because what I found last year is some of them I planted a little bit later and they didn't have as much time for like their bulb to harden, and so as I planted them they were kind of tipping and doing things. So you want them to have like nice good base before we plant them into the ground. So that's what you're gonna be looking for. Now if they don't get to that point, you planted them later, you're not planting them as early as me, you're in a different area, whatever that be. Because just because we're in December here, if you see this video later and you're like, hey, I want to start them at a different time, that's fine. Just make sure they're in the ground like as soon as possible. And if they are not like that hardened, like I'm telling you, you can still put them in the ground. They might not get as big, but at least you have a start. Like that's what I think. Even if you don't have the best first year, you've gotten somewhere. My onions this year were definitely not as big as I would have liked because again, I didn't get them planted as early into the soil, but they still turned out great. I'm still so excited about my onion harvest. So don't be disappointed if that happens to you guys. Just start where you can, do the little you can, and it will turn out just fine. So as I promised, I'm gonna be giving away some onion seeds. To enter this, you need to be 18 years of older and live in the United States. This giveaway will run from today when this video comes out, December 20th to January 3rd. So if you're after that and watching this, I'm really, really sorry. Then I'm sorry, but that's when our window is. So I'll announce it in the following video on the 10th, who wins it. So that'll enter. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel and then give this video a thumbs up. And then go down into the comments, and this will be really important to make sure you are completely entered and I do not miss it at all. And comment what you are most excited to be growing this next year. And hopefully you guys like this video. Keep following along for more. I'll keep you guys updated on these onions and other homemaking, homesteading stuff. And hopefully I'll see you guys next week. Have a great day, great night. God bless.